come have a seat in the Skald circle, and hear the tale of the coals on the Devil's Hearth, as told by Casimir. Before we begin our tale, did you know that we release new stories for free every week on Wednesdays? Be certain to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, Spotify, Podbean, or whatever your favourite podcast app is. That way, you'll never miss out when we release free bonus stories other days of the week. Never forget, visit thescaldcircle.com to stay up to date with all our current happenings, and to also visit our story archive, sorted by origin and region. Now then, this begins the tale of the coals on the Devil's Hearth. This man, he was very poor, and he was getting it very tight to live with a wife and family. And he sold himself to the devil. The bargain was that he'd have to go with him at the end of a number of years. But anyway, he got very rich, and he got his family reared. And that was the way it was. When him and the devil made the bargain, the devil gave him a drum and a pair of drumsticks. And he told him that every time he wanted money, for to go out and give a roll on the drum, when he wanted anything done, and he'd do it for him. So, anyway, he went by the orders of the devil. And in the long run, he joined to get nervous, and got afraid of the journey he had to go. So, he joined to fret terribly. And his wife remarked him that he was terribly failed and in bad form. He never let on to her how they came to have the money or anything like that. And she knew nothing about his bargain that he made off the devil. So anyway, he wouldn't tell her what the cause of it was, but she still was at him to tell her what was troubling him. So in the long run, he told her. So, she says, there's a plan to get rid of him. Well, what is it? Says the man, and he got terribly excited. Well, she says, you told me there that you had a drum, and that you notified him when you wanted anything. Aye, I have it, he says. Well, says she, take out the drum now, and give him a roll on it. And when he comes, tell him that you want churches and chapels built at once. So he went out and gave a roll on the drum, and the devil came along. Your man says to him, well, he says, I want you to do a thing, but whether you do it or not, I don't know. Would you put up churches and chapels here and there throughout the country? Ah, I will, of course, says the devil. So anyway, there was churches and chapels erected by night that the people couldn't understand at all. So, when him and the devil was parting, the devil says to him, let that be the last thing now that ever you'll ask of me to do. So, he was in bad fettle as ever when he came back to the wife. But the buildings went up. So anyway, he was getting that she didn't know what was going to happen. Says she, there's one plan yet that'll shut him up forever. She says, get out the drum and give a roll on it. A good loud one. When he comes, tell him that you want him to do the last thing that ever you'll ask of him to do. And when he asks you what that is, tell him that you want to make all lawyers honest men. He out with the drum and gave a rattle. No time till the boyo appeared. Well, he says, what do you want me to do today? You told me the last time we were here that you'd never ask me to do one more thing for you. Well, he says, this is going to be the last. Well, what is it? Says the devil. I want you, he says, for to make all lawyers honest men. Ah, says the devil. Give me that drum, says the devil. There's a woman at the back of this. If I do what you want, there's times that I wouldn't have a call from me hearth. And that is the tale of the coals on the Devil's Hearth. Thank you for listening to our story. If you enjoyed it, please take a look at our Patreon page to learn how you can earn great rewards while also supporting us. We appreciate even the smallest of contributions, as they allow us to continue to release new stories every week, for free on Wednesdays, and also provide bonus stories for your listening pleasure. Visit us at thescaldcircle.com to view our story archive, sorted by origin and region, and to stay up to date with all our current happenings. Once again, thank you for listening to our story.